Welcome back. I've got another tabletop ad to unpack with you guys. So if you remember on our last video, we found this tabletop with all these ads. I got another one today. Let's unpack it right after this. Okay, welcome back, guys. Now, we had the tabletop, and I'm going to show that to you here from the diner. I revealed this on the last video on the channel. This is the coolest stuff. You don't see a lot of these anymore, but this is laminated and printed right into the table, so they're not stickers. It's not like Ghetto. It's actually pretty nice. Every table in the diner has this tabletop from local advertisers. If you're a local advertiser, then this stuff is for you. These are basically like print, almost magazine, but they can't be thrown away, they can't be destroyed, and you got this incredible captive audience in a situation like this. Again, more proof that advertising can basically be anywhere, that there are available eyeballs, and in this case, there certainly is a lot because Pepe's Cafe is absolutely packed all of the time, and all of these people are sitting there with phones and waiting for their food, although honestly, the food comes out really fast, but it's a great opportunity if you're a local advertiser to kind of try to find spots and places like this to get those brand impressions year in and year out. I don't think Pepe's changing these tables anytime, so these companies are well established and been around in the area for quite some time, and I think they've been on this tables for years. So let's take a look because I got another one in this table that we're going to pull apart today. And this is for some tree service. So let's just take a look here. And this one, I pulled it because I've got some things that initially jumped out to me. And let's just go from the top though. We see Hernandez Tree and Landscape. And then it kind of goes down into the call outs, right? Stump grinding and removal, tree removal, chipping, trimming, irrigation, planting, pavers, keystone wall, flagstone. Yada. So free estimates right here. Kind of, I think important stuff, bonded, insured, registered to contractors. Like the guy's legit, he's a licensed guy. That's important. Crazy email here. We'll talk about that in a second. And then 2 phone numbers. Also, we'll talk about that in a second. Okay, so there's some stuff going on here that's just like, let's just be honest on this one. Not done by a professional graphic designer that I could tell. This is pretty much amateur grade. So you guys know, if you've been watching this channel, you can probably already tell where I'm going to go with this, okay? 1, there's way too much stuff going on with this ad. Even though we have a captive audience and, people can sit there, we still don't want people to like visually struggle with what the hell is going on, right? So it's just too many things. So we got all these pictures here, which I assume are like great examples of tree trimming and palm tree trimming. And, we can work up high and I get it, but it's still like, 1, too many pictures. 2, where's the happy people that own the trees? Like, I can't say enough about showing people in ads whenever possible, right? Like we are people that sell to people, people buy from people. Like it's all about the people, the tree and the tools and the chainsaw and all the other things that we have, like the products and all that stuff. That's not really where the psychology of buying is. The psychology of buying is in the meaning of what it is to acquire or, the thing, the service, the product. Like what's it going to do for your life, right? And in this case, it's going to keep me from climbing up a tree. It's going to keep my tree healthy. It's going to keep my house and my property value up, right? There's like deeper meanings to this besides these pictures that like sort of show the work, but we want to shoot for happy outcomes in general with our pictures, okay, specifically. And that's what we're talking about here. And then there's like this cartoon guy up here, which I don't know where that came from. Is that really important? Is that the logo? Maybe that's the logo and they felt like they were going to slam it in there. I think we get that if a tree service, they're going to probably climb a tree. I don't know. I'm not sure this was even important. And it's, I get it. But again, like it's not tapping into any legitimate advertising buyer psychology, right? A cartoon of a guy with a chainsaw is like, okay, that's what I'm paying for, but it's not really what I'm getting, right? So paying for something and what you're getting aren't necessarily the same. And when we're advertising, we want to focus on what the person's getting, not what they're paying for. Free estimates, that's cool. That's like kind of a call to action, but why not bundle that and say, call today for a free estimate? Like there actually is no call to action on this ad. It's just weird text slapped all over the place. And there's no concise, clear instructions for me as the tree owner. Like, what do I do? which number do I call? Do I call that number? Do I call this number? Or do I scan the code? And let's just stop for a second and go to the email. No ghetto email. I think I did that YouTube video like 2-3 years ago. We don't put an @Gmail, a public free email on our ads. We get our proper email on our domain, and the email here should be freeestimates@hernandeztreeservice.com or whatever the website is. Like free estimates at Hernandez Landscaping or whatever that is. It can't be at Gmail. Like, don't do that. If you're about to do that, stop right now and do not do that. If you've done that, don't do it again. Just don't do it. This thing, unfortunately, is like permanently blazed in this table, so it's irrecoverable. And it's just sad to see, you spend the money, you spend the time, and then you kind of got this janky thing there. So let's not do that, all right? And then let's have one phone number. Let's not like throw people curveballs and confuse the audience out. Like, do I do this? Do I do that? What do I do? What am I getting if I call anyways? Am I just, it's just all sorts of confusing. So this one breaks a lot of rules. And that's why I put it up, because sometimes we got to look at the negatives. Other ones we pull apart. There's a ton of good stuff to focus on. This one is a great example of sort of like the not to do's. Don't make text wrapping all crazy and confusing to read. I don't care if you got an hour with the person. Don't mentally piss people off by doing this. Okay. I don't even know what's going on here. There's like dots, text to dots to text to dots, but it's not, there's like this weird stair-stepping thing going on. It's just all sorts of a mess. And then one picture, I don't know what happened there. That one over there in the blue doesn't even fit on the ad or something. Like they decided like we're going to jump out of the boundaries of the ads, which I get that's kind of cute. But if you're going to do it, like do it in a real way. Like do like a gigantic chainsaw and then show the happy people, or like show like an old lady like looking up and she's like in a lounge chair and the guy's doing her trees for her and she has like an iced tea, right? Like that's the outcome. Like I don't have to do this crap on my property anymore. And then give people a real thing. Like call today for a free estimate. We guarantee lowest quotes. Get your quote today. Like give me some instructions. Like tell me what I need to do to take advantage of these great tree trimmers. And then they do have the QR code on there, so they get a thumbs up on that. I'm not sure where it goes. I didn't test it, but maybe it just sends an email. I have no idea. But either way, could be better. I think the cartoon logo thing, I'm not a huge fan of that stuff anyways. I'm not even sure if that's the logo or it's just like a illustration that they decided to throw on there. Again, that one just doesn't make a ton of sense. I mean, it does because it's telling a little bit of a story, but it's not the part of the story as a buyer that I want to hear about. I don't really want to see that. It's kind of scary. I see this and I'm thinking, okay, are these guys insured? Oh, okay, there's a little thing down there. Like that's actually kind of freaky to a lot of people. Like I don't know if I want a guy like climbing with like saws on my property. Like you don't necessarily want to show that, right? Because some images are polarizing. One person sees that, great. I don't want to deal with that. Another person sees that, liability. So don't show it. Don't give people a reason to have an objection. That's the other lesson with a thing like this, okay? All right, anyways, hopefully if you're a local advertiser and you're doing any of these things, you will stop. Get a professional ad designer on your ads. If you're going to spend money and something's going to be on a table for years to come, God, please just do it well, okay? If you learned anything today, smash the like button for me. Subscribe because we got another one off of this table that we're going to do and I don't want you to miss it.